I am back once again. I ain't gonna lie, man. Fuck all the bullshit, bro. EA dropped us a banger this morning. Oh my goodness. I ain't gonna. I shouldn't say this morning, but I should say like afternoon wise, because it is 12, almost 1 o'clock, and we are reacting to this a little bit late. But I had to make sure I didn't see anything, and I didn't want to get spoiled on TikTok. So we're gonna watch this Madden 26 trailer. I ain't gonna lie. Hopefully the game is decent. I already know I'm getting college football, so we're not really too worried about that. But hopefully Madden's decent. You know, I ain't really played Madden as much this year. Kind of pissed me the fuck off. Yeah, I ain't gonna, I feel like over the years, ever since like Madden, like low key, like shit, 20, I stopped playing it for real. But let's lock in and shit. Hopefully it's a decent trailer. Years of data and they still don't really do shit with it. Okay, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna wait. Wait to pause it. Okay. Okay. Well, these little asses, it's gonna be looking like, oh, okay. They added that in that bitch. Hey, man. Shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. This shit is gonna piss me off already, bro. I already seen something I don't like, bro. I already seen something I don't like, bro. No, bro. It can't be, bro. Nah, bro. I'm not even talking about this shit. I'm talking about this, bro. That's gonna piss me the fuck off if I'm in my career. And, bro, mind you, look, the O line has been shit on Madden for years, nigga. I swear to fucking God, if I drop back and I slip and it's 6 niggas running at me, I'm breaking a controller, bro. I'm pulling a flight, bro. I don't care, bro. I swear to God, bro. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I hope this isn't like too crazy. Cause nigga, that would piss me the fuck off, bro. I ain't gonna lie. That's already one thing I don't like. But saying one thing that I don't like is like it's okay. I like how the presentation is though. Like when the Vikings came out, I like the presentation. That nigga ain't like a motherfucker. I ain't gonna all this slipping shit. I'm getting yeah. I'm not. I don't mind. Look, it's not that I don't like people slipping and falling, but I just know bro. Madden on all Madden or fucking. In a matter of fact, just playing against the CPU in general. You're getting fucking hoed no matter what. So it's gonna be some bullshit that happen, bro, for no fucking reason. The AI be fucking cheating. I don't care what nobody said. The AI be cheating like the motherfucker.
And you see it there. Whiteout conditions remain in effect.
Oh Lord.
For the second half.
Is the snow actually gonna look pretty decent this year? Shit. I need it. Ooh. That's disrespectful as fuck. Yeah, the intros look good. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, the intros look pretty good. Okay. Yeah, bro, I don't like all that slipping and sliding bullshit, bro. I'm seeing that too much this trailer. Oh yeah, Travis. Is they gonna show him on defense? Oh, they ain't showing him on defense. Okay. Okay. Like I was saying earlier, chat. The intro looks nice. I don't mind that at all. Like the intros look pretty good. It's just that I don't like all this sliding bullshit, bro. Where is it at? Like I don't like all that sliding bullshit. Nigga, back to back. I ain't gonna lie. You don't have to emphasize that there's gonna be sliding, bro. Nigga, that's been in the game, bro. We know about the. All right, okay, cool. The elements is gonna have more of effect. But nigga, I swear to God, if I'm slipping every fucking play, it's gonna be a problem. I swear it's gonna be a problem. That's the only thing I have an issue with this trailer. That's the only thing I have an issue with. I haven't seen nothing like too crazy. This trailer to be like, okay, like
And you see it there.
I like the snow though.
Conditions remain in effect.
I ain't lying. I want to see like how it actually look on the field though. Not too mad about that. And then like I ain't gonna lie, bro. Shit, that nigga got toe up, bro. This niggas getting hit. This is disrespectful. This is disrespectful. I don't care what nobody says. Like, hey, buddy, you just got clipped. Hell nah, man. Hey, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Wait a minute. This is beautiful, bro. What the hell? Yeah, that I ain't gonna lie, bro. Presentations, they always do good with their presentations, though. So I feel like they're doing more of an impact with presentations simply because with college football, they're trying to make it like how it feel on game day. So it's like I don't mind shit like that. It's nothing too crazy. I like the atmosphere of this shit. So hey, I'm not gonna hold you. EA itself is not looking bad, but I'm still more leaning towards college football than Madden for right now. But I don't know. It could change. I'm not. I'm really not gonna pre-order it till like the last possible chance till we can pre-order it. I don't see the point in just giving them my money. I want to see everything. I want to have all the details about what's going on this year before I actually pre-order the game. So we might have some content for that later. But besides that, let's skip and see what Eric Wayweather is talking about because I already know he was bro. A whole bunch of creators were at an event like a few weeks ago, and I think they played college football early. I know QJB is always there. QJB always there, and we know he gonna give us a deep dive when he's able to drop that video, or I don't know if he has dropped it, but we're not worried about that right now. I know Eric Wayweather he has a scoop on everything, bro. He knows, and he be reading everything. So I ain't lying, bro. We gonna see what he's talking about,
They just
bro.
dropped a trailer and a bunch of info. It's officially Madden 26
So,
reveal day. They just
hopefully
dropped
it's
a
not
trailer
something
and
too
a bunch
crazy.
of info. Now this video is sponsored by EA because they did get some of this info out early so that I could get the video ready quickly for you guys.
Hell
I can't
yeah,
just post
we
the full
already know
trailer
that.
because there's copyright music and stuff, but we're gonna get into the blog in a minute. But just notice in the trailer some of the stuff
I forgot
they
it
touched on. They did a
is.
good bit for the
It don't
game this
matter.
year, and you're gonna find out a lot more when the actual deep dives come out. But notice
I
they
ain't gonna
focused a
lie.
lot on the pregame intros. You see mascots, you see real world intros. Each team kind of has their real.
Yeah, I was gonna say I
intro in the
definitely
game
noticed
now.
that.
They kind of heavily focused on weather effects because they finally upgraded the weather tremendously, and it affects the gameplay and it looks a
Yeah,
lot
but
better.
I don't
They
I don't
also
like all
kinda
that
focus
slipping
on
and sliding
signature QB
bullshit.
throws, kind of showing their real life
Wayne
throws and then
catch.
showing that you can
Ush.
do that now in the game. So they touched on a lot
The
of good
sun
things in the
god.
trailer. I think for a reveal trailer, they
That
definitely
hit was
hit on
low-key
some
kinda
of
weak.
the big changes that they did make this year. But we're gonna jump into this blog in a second. If you are new to the channel and you don't want to miss out on all the info, especially franchise presentation, there's a lot of stuff they did this year. Those deep dives will be dropping soon. Make sure to
Okay,
subscribe.
I can't wait. I can't wait to hear
so
all
you don't
that
miss
shit.
those videos
So.
when they drop. Also, there's gonna be a beta soon. I don't know if I'm gonna have codes to give away. Usually I do. So if you want a chance, follow me on my socials. That's where I will give them away.
Okay.
If I get them, we should be getting that pretty soon. So let's get into the reveal blog for Madden 26. Keep in mind that this first reveal blog kind of just briefly touches on some of the bigger aspects of the game, but
Oh yeah, mind you, Madden comes out in the next 2 months. It's June. I'm pretty sure. Aren't we getting Aren't we getting college football next month? Shit, I don't know. Well, we'll see. But I know Madden's
Or the
coming out
deep
next 2
dives that
months.
come a little bit later because they go more in depth
and
on those big things.
hopefully
But also, they touch on all the little
we
details
get a lot
and
of
smaller
information.
things they're adding to the game, which to me, all those small things really add up to make a big difference. So we're not going to find out every single thing about 26 today, but we're going to find out some good information to get us started. So let's start with gameplay. It says, when we talk about gameplay for Madden 26, we're talking about real-world NFL data, seeing the tendencies and traits of the league's superstars, experiencing real football weather on the virtual gridiron, strategizing around the real X's and O's of football, and real community feedback coming through each snap, truly making every game you play feel different. We can't share everything today, but we're going to roll.
Well, is that like Is that I ain't got because we all know how niggas play online, bro. Niggas usually just run one play the whole time. I get sick and tired of niggas doing that shit. But hopefully they're true to their word because you know how these gaming companies be
Go through some of our favorite
nowadays.
gameplay features right now. Our Madden NFL 26 gameplay deep dive is on the horizon, and we can't wait to show you what we've been cooking. So again, they're going to touch on a little bit right here, but it's going to get much deeper when they do the deep dive. So, starting with QB DNA, it says the quarterback is the most iconic position in all of sports. To reflect that, Madden 26 has completely reimagined quarterback mechanics from animation to behaviors with our QB DNA. Not only are we watching Josh Allen's rocket arm fire off a deep pass mid-jump, you're doing that when you're playing as Josh Allen too. More than 500 new quarterback animations were added for Madden 26.
Okay.
QB signatures in Madden 26 are a visual replication of everything from how a quarterback holds the football in the pocket to their arm slot when slinging it down the field. We have overhauled our player trait system with 50 new player traits across numerous positions, all backed by real-world NFL tendency data. Does your quarterback in real life throw more often on the right side of the field? Joe Burrow, for example, will be more likely to set his feet before throwing than other quarterbacks. Josh Allen, as fearless as he is in real life, will be trucking defenders as he takes a chance to scramble for the first down. Whether it's Lamar Jackson getting shifty to avoid his hits or Matt Stafford dropping his arm down to finesse a screen pass, pocket presence, scrambling tendencies, and passing styles reflect the unique traits of today's stars and tomorrow's legends. Now, this is something I can't wait for you guys to find out more about because
Okay. Now, what it sounds like they did is they completely overhauled the QB position, which has been needing to overhaul for a good minute now. I'm not gonna lie, because I ain't gonna. I literally look. I used to sit down back in the day. I used to watch my CPUs play, build a good team, let them duke it out against other teams. Just sit there and watch that bullshit. And the AIs are low key fucking retarded. Like they're really dumb in late game situations. And I don't know if they fixed that, but last time I played, it was terrible. Niggas were no urgency, nothing, bro. So it's like the AI just needs to be better. That's at the
this
end
is
of the
kind of
day.
the first time that I feel like
AI
they've
just
really
needs to be
made the
better.
quarterbacks look different on field from the little bit that I played. An example I had is when I played against Kyler Murray when things broke down. He kind of started scrambling, and you know how Kyler Murray has that like little toddler run where he kind of just little bitty steps, but he moves really fast and it's kind of chaotic. But he still keeps his eyes downfield and tries to get that last minute pass off. He was doing that in game, and when they talk about those 50 new
Okay.
player traits, they have traits for these players that kind of mimic what they do in real life. So guys like a Josh Allen or a Kyler Murray who they will move around a little bit in that pocket, or Lamar Jackson as well. They'll try to buy time, but they always kind of keep their eyes downfield, and they're still always looking to get that pass off at the last minute and not always scramble. Like you'll see them do things like that. So there's a bunch of different traits for these guys. They all have signature releases and throws. Matt Stafford can hit a sidearm and all those little things adjusting on the fly in the pocket. Pretty cool stuff, and I can't wait for them to show more of that.
I can't wait to see that.
Moving on to Coach DNA, it says introducing Coach DNA, a groundbreaking feature that brings the personalities and tendencies of the NFL head coaches to Madden 26. Powered by machine learning stemming from years of real-world data, Coach DNA mirrors the styles and philosophies of NFL coaches. 4th and 3, you better be ready for Dan Campbell and the Lions to try getting a first down. Passing successfully with the Vikings, expect more creative blitzes from their unpredictable defense. This data-driven play calling brings real-life head coach tendencies to the virtual gridiron. Our second piece of Coach DNA is an overhaul of coach suggestions that also contains what we call Coach Speak. If you're playing as the Lions, Dan Campbell will offer various suggestions depending on down and distance, true to the Detroit Lions' tendencies and mirror the way Campbell talks. On top of that, we have real-time coaching AI where the CPU teams will make pre-snap adjustments and suggest play calls that specifically counter your opponent's tactics. We received a ton of feedback on our playbooks from the previous year, and we're happy to announce that we have nearly 1,000 new plays at launch of Madden 26. Our playbooks contain the current trend of motion and shift-based offenses you see from teams like San Francisco and Miami. For our defensive playbooks, you'll find exotic blitz packages, defensive disguises, and the all-new stunts and twists to lock down your opponents. Now, this is all pretty cool here. I think you're going to find out more about this when we talk about franchise, because this is definitely a bigger thing for franchise, in my opinion, especially if you're a person that uses coach suggestions. The coaches will actually give you feedback and kind of give you reasoning for why they're suggesting what they're suggesting to do. It's in line with how those coaches would typically coach in real life, but also the whole game planning thing, again, when we get to franchise, is going to be pretty cool. These coaches will really game plan around what you do, like what your tendencies
So
are.
niggas
What
gonna
kind
have
of
more
plays
control
you
in
run,
franchise.
the
That's all
weather,
I'm hearing.
injuries, things like that. I
Sounds
can't
pretty
speak too
good.
much on that yet, I think, but I think this is going to be huge for franchise if implemented correctly, and I can't wait for you guys to learn more about that. Moving on, wear and tear and new depth chart positions. Two big things right here for.
Okay. I knew that was gonna be happening. I knew they was gonna be adding wear and tear. So. Because it only makes sense because back in the day they used to do it with college football, where college football gets something first and then they'll introduce it into Madden, or something to be introduced into Madden and they'll do it back with college football. It makes sense. So I was just about to say something about wear and tear and then the depth chart positioning thing because they literally upgraded the wear and tear system in 26 of college or on college football 26, and then they added the new depth chart position thing too, where you can sub in and out and people whenever you need it. But I ain't gonna lie. Okay, I ain't gonna. I'm looking to see this. Oh shit!
A lot
I
of
mean,
people,
did
two
that.
things a lot of people have wanted. It says modernize roster management at strategic depth chart with the wear and tear system and dynamic substitutions. Wear and tear affects player performance, while dynamic substitutions allow seamless situational swaps without pausing gameplay. Highly requested new depth chart positions modernize Madden NFL 26 featuring edge, nose tackle, long snapper, and the versatile gadget position. This upcoming NFL season could see a dynamic, consistent two-way player in Travis Hunter, and Madden 26 is ready. Hunter will have abilities that counteract some of the wear and tear of playing both ways, meaning you can't just throw any receiver at cornerback and expect the same result.
Okay.
So yes, we finally have updated terminology in the game.
Yeah, we got
edge,
two-way players
nose
now,
tackle,
man.
all that stuff. Adds a long snapper position that does have long snapper rating, so you can't just throw anybody in at long snapper. That's pretty cool. Long overdue. And wear and tear is now in the game, which, I mean, it was good in college. People are going to want to see it over in Madden now. Going to be huge again for like franchise and
They're waiting
superstar
for
mode.
shit like that.
More
So.
strategy there. And they mentioned those dynamic substitutions, which I think is a really cool feature where now when you're on the field, you can literally hit the D-pad and you can bring up your roster and you can literally sub people.
I can't wait to get my hands on both
call
these
the next
betas.
play, it'll substitute
Or
out
if they
those
have a
players,
beta
and you
for
don't have to
college
do it
football.
at
I
the
don't
play
think they
call
will.
screen or pause the game. So that's a pretty cool new feature that just kind of makes substitution a little bit easier on the fly. Moving on to football weather, it says NFL teams face the dual challenge of battling each other on the field while contending with various harsh weather conditions through the season, and we have brought that to life with football weather in Madden 26. We have completely overhauled not just the visuals, but also the effects of weather conditions. Heavy snow, fog, rain, and everything in between will affect movement, visibility, stamina, and ball control. If you're playing in a Madden NFL Snow Bowl, you'll notice players slipping or moving as clunky as they would in a real-life blizzard. There's new physics from how players move to how the ball carriers will be adjusted.
I just don't want it to happen every time.
And it says, think again about that
As long as it's not like
cold and heavy weather. We've also
overbearing,
added finer details, making the elements a part of home field where cold weather teams will not get as impacted when playing in the cold and wet as warm weather teams, but to balance this when playing in extreme heat, those cold weather teams will tire out faster, which is a little detail with a big impact that came straight from NFL players. So yeah, I mean, the weather looks great this year. We finally have that heavy.
Whoa. That, I ain't gonna lie, this picture looks good. They recorded that shit on the PC. they didn't use a console for that. This looks PC level. I'm not gonna.
Heavy snow, heavy rain.
But I could be wrong. So,
like if you're playing in heavy snow, I did play a game like this down at EA. You know, you can't even really see the back judge completely. Like that's how foggy and snowy it is.
damn.
You know, the players will kind of stumble around, put their hands in the ground to keep their balance. But I was told, like for franchise or those modes like that, there are sliders for this, so you can adjust how much the weather does affect the game. You can turn that off completely and just have the weather be visual, which I think is cool because it's your game. You know, play it how you want. If you want just the visual of the weather, you can have that. But if you want the effects too, you can also have that. It's in your control. Moving on to foundational football, it says football fundamentals are not optional, they're essential, so we're doubling down on core football principles to give players more depth and control. Explosive locomotion, run and pass blocking, defensive zone coverage, physics, and new mechanics are at the forefront of improvements as we heard your feedback. When we say explosive NFL gameplay, here's what it means to us. Simply that the left stick feeling has never felt better in Madden. It's not just fast players are fast, the end. Our explosive locomotion differentiates the north to south speed of athletes like Tyreek Hill versus the wiggly east to west players like Jahmyr Gibbs. With explosive...
Oh, yeah. And when Jahmyr hit that dead leg, bro, just know he's taking the fuck off, bro. You're cooked, buddy. I ain't gonna lie, bro. That nigga Jahmyr be cooking niggas, bro. Jahmyr Gibbs be cooking niggas like a motherfucker.
40-yard dash will feel like a player who runs a 4.240. We want our players to feel the difference between fast and explosive in Madden 26. Custom defensive zones and adaptive coverage let you game plan and adjust like a real NFL coordinator. With custom defensive zones, you're able to set the depth of your zone defenders at the line of scrimmage to take away that pesky corner route from your opponent. Do you want your safeties to align to a certain hash, the passing strength, or elsewhere? AI logic, custom zones, and more deliver an overhaul to defensive coverage in Madden 26. And again, they say the gameplay deep dive is coming soon, but I want to touch on some of this. So they did speed up the game finally. It's not college football fast. Don't expect that. It's not going to be a one-to-one college, but it's much faster than Madden has been over the last few years. It's kind of a good balance between the two, I think, keeping it a little more realistic, but not as too far to the arcade side as colleges. Even though I prefer college movement better, I think it's fun. I think they found a pretty good balance here, so you do feel some explosiveness. You do feel more control. You don't feel as stuck in the mud as the previous, like, 4 Maddens have been, so I think they found a good balance. And you do notice the separation more with the fast players. Like, you can really pull away, or like even if a guy has a good angle on you but you're just a blazing fast guy like Tyreek, you see those plays like down the sideline in real life where it looks like a guy's got a good angle and he gets, I mean, half a yard to the guy and he just can't fully reach out and just stop him because a guy like Tyreek can just really hit that last gear and pull away. You kind of see more of that in this game, which I think is really cool. And custom defensive zones, for those that are wondering, it's kind of like zone drops, but you can do them individually on the fly. So think of how route stimming was last year, like on the field when you can stem a route 30 yards down the field.
Niggas about to get glitchy,
15 yards down the field. You can do the same thing with individual zones.
Niggas gonna get glitchy as hell with that
route
shit,
stems,
bro.
which I think is pretty
I already
cool.
know how it is.
Now let's move on to franchise mode. Again, they're kind of just going to give us a little taste here. I promise you they did a ton for franchise this year. I'm not lying to you guys when the deep dive comes
They say
out,
that every
you'll see
year.
the detail, that and presentation kind of.
I'm not going to be sold on that till I actually see
here,
it.
so let's talk about it. It says, first things first, in the NFL, no two coaches are alike. Now in Madden, that's also true. We've added hundreds of new heads and brand new gear for when you're creating your coach and style. Also, think about what this might mean for college football. They're not going to just do it in one game, so just think about that. We're also introducing a new metagame with coach abilities in Madden 26. You can now check out the scouting report and customize your game plan against your opponent each week. Coach abilities are also more than just a menu item. They can trigger via in-game scenarios. For example, one ability could increase your offensive tackle success against power moves. Leveling up your coach gets you access to more abilities, and leveling up is now accomplished in a multitude of ways, from on-field success to scouting and drafting. And of course, CPU teams will be able to take advantage of these game plans as well. So just to interject right there, it seems like they kind of made the coach ability system similar to how it is in college. So no more of that kind of coach tree that, I mean, the coach tree affected some things, but it didn't feel like it did much. This is more of a full ability system that you can constantly tier and upgrade and kind of build your coach the way you want. That's what it looked like to me. You can set a couple of abilities each game to game plan around the team you're playing, like based on the weather, their injuries, you know, how they're actually playing. They really overhauled game planning. They're not talking about it a whole lot here, but what they showed
was well needed.
It's a lot more in depth than what we've seen before. And they even mentioned if you don't use certain abilities for so long, you can actually lose them too. So you have to be sure that you're actually actively using these abilities, because if you're not, then clearly those abilities aren't aligning with who your coach is, so you could lose them. And they're going to go more in depth with this with franchise, but I kind of want to just add some of my own tidbits in there, because I think this has the potential to be a really cool system for Madden going forward.
I just hope they
playbooks
execute it.
become a larger focus of your franchise this year with play sheets. Play sheets are another component of your weekly game planning, allowing you to add extra plays to your playbook or upgrade existing plays for the upcoming game. The play sheets you'll be able to access depends on how you level up your coach. So again, this is something we'll find out more about when they do the franchise deep dive. They're really just giving us the bare minimum info on this here, but I promise there's a lot more to all of this. Moving on, it says managing player wear and tear is now a part of franchise strategy. Remember when we mentioned Travis Hunter in the gameplay section? Upgraded trainer rules mean trainer abilities are used to manage wear and tear. So you can get those abilities to help manage your players. If you have a better medical staff, for example, or whatever you call it, that can help your players in their wear and tear. Also, you've got to really monitor this when you're talking about practicing, how you're doing full pads versus half pads. Also,
I forgot about that too.
Play a guy into the ground, he's going to experience that later in the season. And again, coaches will game plan around your wear and tear. So if they see that your running back late in the season is just completely running to the ground, right, they're going to adjust how they play, because they know, you know, this guy just ain't got a lot of gas in him right now. So maybe they focus on some other things. Or maybe your left tackle has really bad wear and tear, and they're like, you know what, we're going to send some heavy blitzes at his side. We're probably going to get home. So I really want to see this in practice, because, you know, they can say that it's going to work that way. We actually have to see it work that way, but I think it sounds really good.
So they show us.
Franchise mode comes alive with enhanced presentation, including halftime shows, and weekly recaps with Scott Hansen and all new custom broadcast packages for Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night primetime games. It says more on this and a whole bunch more for franchise and presentation. Again, they gave you the bare kind of minimum info here. There's so much more than this, but I'm glad that you guys at least know, yes, finally we got a real halftime show, which maybe shows replays. I don't know. We'll see when the info comes out. Weekly
that damn near means he's confirming it. That's damn near what it means.
Scott Hansen, which is a nice touch. New broadcast packages for Sunday, Monday, Thursday. Each primetime game feels different. Yes, different scoreboards, all that kind of good stuff. Different graphics, different music. I can't wait for you guys to really see more of this because I'm just so glad that stuff is finally here.
And I know when he talk about shit that he knows what he's talking about. So if he likes it, I'm already knowing that I'm gonna somewhat like it. So I'm not gonna. I just hope EA does very good with these presentations. I got presentations that's what helped me play the game more. I don't know why. I just like presentations, but.
Moving on to presentation. So they are going to touch a little bit more on presentation itself. In this blog, it says, NFL atmospheres come to life with revamped authenticity in Madden 26. Experience team-specific runouts, crowd chants, mascots, and pregame traditions such as Minnesota's Skull Chant or Baltimore's Light Show. Yes, they showed us a lot of these. Hey, for my Saints fans, they even got the Who Dat chant before the game in there, so that's pretty cool as well. We saw a little bit of the runouts. They looked pretty epic. Like it
looked
kind
nice
of like the ones that we saw. It kind of felt like, yeah, this is what you would see if you went to the NFL game. So I think college football really helped push this stuff forward, seeing how well that was received last year. They're like, hey, why don't we put this in Madden? And then you got the mascots also, which they look really great. Again, it's just finally we got these presentation things that we've been dying to have in this game. Moving on, it says, let's talk head coaches. More gear means more authentic looking coaches. Dan Campbell is going to have his signature Dan Campbell look from the sidelines, complete with his t-shirt or rolled up long sleeve. Raheem Morris will be walking the sideline in Jordans. And yeah, there's just a ton of coach customization this year. You can make your coach look pretty crazy. I'm just saying that. There's actually way more options than I thought. Like I thought they'd add
my nigga gonna be dripped out like a motherfucker,
cool.
man.
We can make do. I think they added like, I don't want to get this wrong, but I feel like it was around 100. Maybe I'm overshooting it, but it was 100? Trust me, it's a lot of stuff.
That's crazy.
Moving on, it says, in terms of uniforms, the teams added more alternate and classic jerseys from Nike, including the Texans redesign. Stadium edge walls and field arts will now be aligned with specific uniforms. Bengals rocking a whiteout, Buccaneers and the creamsicles. The field logos will match those uniforms. Another in-stadium detail we added, in-venue prompt graphics packages from teams' real-life jumbotrons will be in the game. So yes, all of the field art will match team uniforms finally, because that looked really bad. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. It looks so much better now. And for some teams, there's multiple different field arts for multiple different uniforms. Also,
they got especially with the Lions too. They got the I forgot that black jersey. That bitch is fire, bro.
Life graphics on the jumbotron. So no more when you look at the jumbotron will it just say like Ravens. It'll have the actual graphics that the real teams use. And I think that's pretty cool because, again, anything that makes it look more realistic, I'm all for that. And again, we're going to find out a lot more about these details soon, but they're just giving you that little taste right now. Moving on to Superstar. So they definitely kind of these details soon, but they're just giving you that little taste right now. Moving on to Superstar.
No, I missed it again, nigga. Are you sure about that? Hey, bro. I don't know if it's just because like I could be nitpicking, but are you serious? And again with the Packers one, I didn't get the Packers one because I don't know. I just can't pause it at the right time right now. But I caught this. Are you sure about that? I don't see nothing special. You feel me? Like.
Definitely reworked Superstar.
Yeah, always be saying a lot of stuff, but I don't know, bro.
You know, they think in a couple years Superstar will be a lot more players' favorite mode, but they're kind of finally like redoing it, I think, hopefully in the right way. I think they got a new guy working on it now who kind of sees what it should be more than, you know, how it was in the past. So let's talk about Superstar mode. It says, from rookie hopeful to legendary icon, every week brings fresh story of the week narratives that pull you deeper into the heart of the game. Career chapters will guide you down the path of becoming a superstar. Start as a bench player and work your way into different phases of your career by meeting objectives. But fail to please your coach and you could find yourself back on the bench and looking at a redemption arc. Build and manage crucial relationships with coaches, teammates, and agents through the immersive sphere of influence system, because who you know off the field can be just as important as what you do on it. Keep your body in peak shape by balancing wear and tear, push your limits in intense superstar live events, and sharpen your skills to climb the way to a 99 rating. Now, they barely said anything here. I kind of want to see what that deep dive looks like for this, because they showed us quite a bit for Superstar. But yes, you don't just start now right out of the gate, unless maybe you're just like a star player that's drafted high. You can have different arcs. And what they said, and we'll have to see if it's true, they said everybody should play this mode and no two people should have really the exact same path. Or you could play it 5 times in a row and have 5 very different paths. So that's what we want to see out of this mode. They said
hopefully that's
like
true.
A Brock Purdy arc, for example, where you're drafted late and you're a backup, but they'll give you chances to get into the game somehow. Like maybe the starter goes down and that's a scenario for you to come in, meet objectives, and then maybe you can earn your way into a starting spot. Or, you know, maybe they pull a QB at halftime or right before halftime rather, because you've just been really bad in the first half, and they give you a drive to see what you can do. Or they pull them late in the game in a blowout, you come in and you show some stuff, right? It kind of looked like it was more similar to how Road to Glory is, where you can build up things maybe like coach trust and kind of earn different things, like opening up the playbook more, opening up hot routing. They didn't go all the way in depth with it, I don't think, when they showed us, but that's what it kind of looked like in the presentation. So I'm really excited to see when they drop it. Again, all the different people you'll meet kind of influences how the fans, teammates, and coaches think of you. Like you can have your agents, you can have relationships with your coaches, you have off the field friends, or you'll have like a tattoo artist that is like a relationship, and maybe you're seeing him because you're trying to get inked up, but other people may view you differently because you're more worried about this than football. Or it's just a lot of different things they kind of threw at us. I really want to see how this plays out in game, and I want to see
niggas can get tattoos if they want,
more in the deep dive so I can read
niggas
more
do
into
not
it.
be giving a fuck
It sounded
like
like the right direction. It sounded like old Superstar mode, but reimagined today how it should be. So I'm excited to see where that goes, not only this year, but in the coming years. And then they also talk about Ultimate Team. I know a lot of you here don't really care about Ultimate Team that much. There are a few cool new things with
I'm
that.
done with Ultimate Team, bro. I done gave EA. I done gave EA so much money over the past years playing Ultimate Team. I'm done, bro. You're done stealing money from me, EA. I'm sick and tired of you niggas. Every fucking year, I play Ultimate Team. It's the same fucking shit. And I know this. And it's my fucking fault for doing it. God damn it. I at least gave, over the past 6 years, I'll say I've gave EA at least 15,000. And that's just lowballing it. That's sad. That is terrible. I'm not happy about that. But
solo
it is what
players,
it is.
kind of a little bit of
I'm
an
done
overhaul,
with that
giving
shit.
more solo reward structures from the ground up to focus on progression, pacing, and rewards. They're also offering solo champions, a new escalated difficulty mode to showcase your solo prowess. They're also bringing back all new live events. This was probably the coolest thing I saw for Ultimate Team, in my opinion. Like a lot of different line events where they're going to restrict your lineup building in certain situations. So maybe they make you just build a team of all NFC North players. That was one example they told us. Or they can construct your roster in a bunch of different ways and say like you have to meet these requirements and then play other teams like that for rewards, which I think is pretty cool. Another quality of life thing they did for Ultimate Team is called Pack Helper. So when you're opening packs, essentially, it can kind of tell you, if that card is better than your current starter. You'll see auction house information, like how much it's selling for right now.
I'm not even going
for, the lowest price that it's currently going for on the auction house, just to kind of get it sold quickly.
Taking this shit with a grain of salt, because I'm not doing that shit. I don't really play much
Ultimate Team these days, but if you do play, I think that would be a feature that you would like. Make sure to stay tuned for all the deep dives, and if you want to catch up on all the college football 26 information that we know, make sure to check out this video right here on the screen.
Hey man, shout out Eric Wayweather, bro.